and French space agencies, and GSAT-30 for India, the Indian Space and Research Organisation. Our very best wishes now to everybody and all the teams as we sit back now and watch the launch.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage du Vulcain. Allumage EAP et décollage. Manœuvre en roulis. Les paramètres bord sont nominaux.
And we are off. Ariane 5 is blazing a trail across the equatorial skies.
La propulsion est nominale.
And there we see her. She's come out from the other side of the clouds, powering her way into space, heading east, out over the Atlantic Ocean. We've broken the sound barrier, Mach 1. We're travelling faster than the speed of sound.
La trajectoire est nominale.
And we can just hear the sound of Ariane now coming to us here at the Jupiter Control Centre overhead. Thundering overhead. Right now the boosters are doing all the work. They are providing 90% of our thrust. That's the equivalent of 12 jet engines.
La trajectoire est nominale.
Boosters are pushing us away from Earth's gravity, and we need a lot of firepower to do that. Each booster is burning 2 tons of propellant per second.
Les paramètres bord sont nominaux. Le pilotage est calme.
What an average car uses in a year. The range operations manager is telling us that everything's going normally, as expected. So Eutelsat Konnect and GSAT-30 have started their journey. Bottom left-hand side of the screen, our altitude. We're presently 55 kilometres above the Earth.
La trajectoire est nominale.
Getting close now to the moment when we release the boosters, and we might even see that with the naked eye. Here we go.
Séparation des EAP.
That's what it looks like from space when we had cameras on a previous launch. And we can see the 2 boosters moving away. They have used their propellant, they've burnt it all up, and we don't need them anymore. They are falling back to Earth in a very specific pattern to ensure collision avoidance. So the dot in the middle is the Vulcan engine. That's our
normaux. La trajectoire est nominale.
Our launcher, and the 2 dots on either side are the boosters. That's the main stage engine powering its way away from us, powering its way into space. We've already lost 3/4 of our weight in just over 2 minutes, and that's, of course, the aim of the game. The lighter we are, the faster we go. And now we're getting confirmation from the range operations manager that we have separated the fairing. And look how those parts flex as they fall. It's called the breathing mode, and we can still see that dot, the engine of the main stage, and that's what it looks like up there. These are our CGI images. Our CGI images, which allow us to picture what it's like up there. The experts put very carefully planned parameters in, and then sends that information back here to the Guiana Space Centre. And it's called telemetry. And
Le
telemetry, of
pilotage est
course,
calme, tous les paramètres bord sont nominaux.
he's telling us everything's normal and all the parameters are calm. Telemetry comes from the Greek. Tele, of course, means remote, as in television, and metron means measure. So we are measuring things from a distance. Funnily enough, one of the first data transmission circuits was developed in 1845. That was between the Russian Tsar's Winter Palace and Army
Extinction de
headquarters.
l'EPC sur commande de guidage. Séparation de l'EPC.
So he's confirmed we've switched off the engine.
Allumage de l'ESC.
On the main stage, we've ejected the main stage, jettisoned it, and we've now switched on the engine on the upper stage. So we're really beginning the next phase of the journey now. The upper stage has taken the wheel and its engine's going to burn for about 16 minutes.
Paramètres bord sont nominaux, la propulsion est nominale.
Satellite.
Pilotage est calme.
The propulsion is normal. So we're powering at the moment with the upper stage engine, but it's getting ready to switch it off. It'll send the cut-off command when it senses that the launcher is correctly orientated. It needs to be on track, on time, at the right altitude.
Extinction de l'ESC sur commande de guidage.
And going at the right speed, which is exactly what's happening now, because we've had the confirmation there from the Range Operations Manager that we are now able to switch the engine off, and that has
Début de
indeed
la
happened.
manœuvre d'orientation au profit de Eutelsat Konnect.
And we've started the first orientation. We call that geostationary orbit. Lots of satellites there, telecommunications satellites delivering all kinds of important services to us. And right now, the upper stage is orientating itself.
Début de la mise en spin au profit de Eutelsat Konnect.
So he's just announced the beginning.
Séparation du satellite Eutelsat Konnect.
He's just announced the separation of the Eutelsat Konnect satellite. And you have it there. So successful separation of our first passenger just off the east coast. Just off the east coast of Africa. So congratulations over the Pacific Ocean off the east coast of Africa. That's what it looks like from up there. You can
Séparation du système de lancement double Ariane.
There what it looks like when the cylinder is separated. He's just announced it there that we have the separation.
Début de la manœuvre d'orientation au profit du satellite GSAT 30.
And we're starting the orientation maneuver now to position our next satellite in the correct orientation for its separation. And we can see GSAT 30 on the right-hand side of our screen. We can see it. And the first one they launched was India's Apple experiment satellite. We heard about that earlier, and that was on Ariane flight L03. That was in 1981. About a minute now until the planned separation of our second passenger, ISRO's GSAT 30. Everyone concentrating hard. You can see it there on the left-hand side, and the upper stage twisting and turning there. These CGI images showing us what has been planned for this trip.
Séparation du satellite GSAT 30.
And we have separation of the GSAT 30 satellite. Great news. Ariane 5 has delivered her second passenger, GSAT 30, over the Indian Ocean. Over the Pacific. Oh, no, the Indian Ocean, my apologies. So congratulations to everyone at ISRO and across India. Best wishes as you now take charge of your spacecraft.